Your Honor.
Ayan po, ang kaawa-awang kalagayan ng revetment, meron pa pong nota dyan sa nagbigay sa akin. 80% lupa, 15% simento, plus 5% bakal equals pera. Ano po dapat yung reinforcing bars nitong revetment na ito? Kasi po wala eh. Kahit na po siguro kawayan lang, wala yan eh. Tingnan po ninyo. Wala pa po tubig ito. It's supposed to be, siguro medyo river po ito eh. Tatagal po ba ito, Secretary? Itong ganito?
Hindi siguro, Your Honor. I think this is a failure of the structure in itself.
So, dapat wala nang siguro. Tsakin mo. Tatagal ba ito?
Hindi po.
Alam po niyo kung saan ito? Kayang-kaya naman po rin yung ma-identify. Asan po yung mga district engineers nyo para wag na po sabihin kung kanino galing yan. Kasi malalaman din po natin yun eh. Why do you think the contractor of this project adopted this kind of anomalous activity? Marami pong ibig sabihin yan eh. Meron tayong kasabihan, Chair Erwin. The picture paints 1,000 words. Dito po, hindi words, pera ang nakalagay. Ano? 80% lupa plus 15% semento, 5 plus 5% pera, 5%. 5% bakal, ano daw, Chairman? Oo nga, equals? This is a microcosm of the projects. I think this completely represents the project na ginagawa po ngayon. Kaya wala po talagang mangyayari sa mga projects. Ang contractor po nito ay St. Timothy Construction Corporation. Nandito po ba ang representative? Ang sinasabi ko po yung kalumpit. Hindi ko po sinasabi ito. Ito ano lang po ito. Ibang project po ito. Pinakikita ko lang para magkaroon po ng idea ang mga kababayan natin kung sila'y sumusubaybay sa atin. Pero yung sinasabi natin sa Kalumpit, Bulacan kanina, ang contractor po, ito yung embankment is St. Timothy Construction Corporation. Meron po bang representative ngayon? The representative is one Miss Maria Roma Angeline Rimando. Nandyan po ba kayo, Madam? Nawala po kayo? Kanina po. Wala. Wala pala. Before we continue, let me acknowledge the presence of Senator Joel, our Majority Leader. Before I continue, some of my colleagues would like to make short opening statements, no longer than 2 minutes, please. Let me acknowledge also the arrival of Senator Pamakino. Any one of my colleagues who want to...
The first one to arrive.
2 minutes, sir. Thank you.
1 minute lang, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, good morning. Good morning, everyone, our resource persons. Good morning po. I just would like to quote the very famous impression made by our majority leader, Senator Joel Villanueva. At according to him, na kung itong ating flood control funds, no, pondo that dedicated to flood control, divided by the number of days in 1 year, which is 365 days, it will amount to 1 billion pesos per day government expenditure dedicated to flood control projects only. So, sa ordinaryong tao, pag ito'y kanilang narinig, talagang lalong-lalo na, including me, at lalong-lalo na yung mga taong kasalukuyang nabibiktima sa mga baha. Iniisip nila na sana yung 1 billion a day na yan, binigay na lang yan sa amin at kami na ang gumagawa ng flood control dito sa aming lugar para ma-mitigate yung sitwasyon na ito. But anyway, we are not entirely blaming everything to the projects. Meron tayong, we have a plethora of reasons bakit nangyayari ito. Meron tayong climate change, meron tayong sinasabing yung reclamation and other reasons. Pero yun nga, sa ordinaryong tao, kailangan maklaro natin ito. Kaya ako, personally, for myself, and I hope the chairman and the rest of the members of this committee would share with me in my request na sana, during this hearing, establish talaga natin ito for the benefit of our people na nanonood ngayon. Number one, these are not ghost projects. Number two, sana itong mga project na ito ay hindi ito yung quasi-physical and quasi-spiritual. Meaning yung project na sinimulan lang pakilang tao, then afterwards, pinabayaan, wala nang nangyari. At kung number three, kung ito ay talagang ang estado nito mga proyekto na ito ay fully implemented, physically implemented, did it serve its purpose? Bakit patuloy pa rin yung baha? So, yun po mga Mr. Chairman, ang gusto nating malaman today, and I hope I hope that all our resource persons would cooperate 100% in this Senate investigation, because itong mga aming committee ng Blue Ribbon Committee, we are not witch hunters here. We are not ghostbusters. We are truth seekers. So in our quest for the truth, sana you play a very vital role para makamit natin ang katotohanan dito para sa ating inang bayan. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for your 2.5 minutes, Senator Bato. Following the order of arrival, I will call on Senator Rapi Tulfo for his 2 minutes.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Ako po ay magbibigay ng senaryo kung paano po mahilintulad sa karneng baka sa palengke ang ilang bilyones na napupunta sa flood control. At kung paano po ito kinakatay, china-chop-chop, at niluluto. Nagsisimula po yan sa isang proponent na kung saan ay kakatay po siya ng, say, 20 billion pesos mula sa NEP, BICAM, and Program Appropriation. Now, itong proponent na ito ay dadalhin niya ang 20 billion na nakatay niya dun sa mga nabanggit ko, NEP, BICAM, and Program sa Region 4B. Na kung saan ang regional director doon ay isang nagngalan, Mr. Gerald Pakanan, excuse me. Now, yung 10 billion, si proponent na ang gagawa ng project dahil meron naman siyang kumpanya na nagkukontrata. So, ibig sabihin siya po isang contractor. So, hindi na po natin malaman kung magkano eksakto ang kanyang kikitain doon sa 10 billion. Pero, ang estimate po, abot ng 60%, kita niya, 40% na lang mapupunta sa project. Ano mangyayari po doon sa 10 billion na titira? Siyempre, kukunin po yun ni Mr. Pakanan. At yung 5 billion, si Mr. Pakanan na po ang gagawa ng project dahil meron din po siyang sariling kumpanya na nangungontrata. And of course, doon sa 10 Sa 5 billion niya, magbibigay siya ng 28% SOP sa proponent. Now, anong mangyari doon sa 5 billion na natitira na? Yun po ay ibibigay ni Mr. Pakanan sa kanyang mga kaibigang kontraktor. And of course, again, si proponent kikita po ng 28%. Si Mr. Pakanan kikita ng 18%. Yung mga kontraktor, of course, kikita din yun 30%. Alisin po natin dyan yung 7% para sa tax sa BIR o PAT. At meron pa pong 3.5% para sa tinatawag na EAO, Engineering and Administrative Overhead. Kasama po dyan Bids Awards Committee at kung ano pa. So 3.5%. I-add nyo po yan total 86.5%. Magkano lang po napupunta sa project? 13.5%. Ganun po yung kalokohang nangyayari yan sa Region 4B. Now, kunti na lang Mr. Chairman. 40% ang ibinabayad agad sa mga kontraktor at kay proponent kahit hindi pa po tapos ang project o kahit hindi pa gawa ang project at gagawa po sila ng mga fake accomplishment report, dinodoktor. Yan po yung example lamang kung paano po binabalasubas ang pera para sa flood control na dapat po ay imbestigahan ng committee to sa susunod po ng mga hearing. By the way, isang Ryan Altea ang nagpakilala dito kay Mr. Gerald Pakanan doon sa isang proponent. So, ibig sabihin ito si Mr. Altea ay well connected na ngayon po ay na-promote pa. Daming kalokong ginagawa, na-promote at siya po ngayon ay isang director sa main office. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Tulfo. For the record, that's 3 minutes.
Oh,
Before I continue, let me acknowledge the arrival of our Senate President Pro Tempore, Jingo Estrada. So let's continue with Senator Erwin Tulfo. 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
545.64 billion pesos of flood control. This is nothing less than a grand robbery of our nation. Sa salitang kalye, pagnanakaw to the max. DPWH officials, contractors, and their cohorts in public office need not explain anymore because we already have an answer why year after year flood waters still drown our communities while their bank accounts are flooded with taxpayers' money. Bago pa man may sakatuparan ang isang proyekto, hinihinga na po ng 20 hanggang 25% na komisyon ang mga kontratista, masaklap po ng ilang mga politiko. Yan po ang dahilan kung bakit substandard o palpak ang mga proyekto at karamihan ay ghost projects na. Ang sistemang ito dumadaan mula sa politiko, undersecretaries, regional director, district engineer hanggang sa project engineers. At sa bawat opisyal na dadaanan pa ng flood control project na ito ay nakakaltasan pa ito ng 2 hanggang 5%. Halimbawa, kung ang proyekto ay pinondohan 100 milyon, nasa 40 to 30 milyon na lang po ang halaga nito pag nagawa na dahil sa mga komisyon o kickback simula sa itaas hanggang sa ibaba. At kadalasan ay ghost project na lang ang flood control. Let me ask, sino-sino ang kumita habang libu-libong Pilipino ang nalulunod sa baha? Mr. Chair, we cannot hide behind technicalities anymore. Names must be named, heads must roll. The Filipino people are tired of endless excuses and lies while corruption continues to thrive. Ilan sa mga government projects ng DPWH ay sila mismo ang gumagawa o tumitira nito na kung tawagin nila ay in-house construction. At ang resulta ng in-house construction na ito ay ghost projects nga. Ilan kasi sa mga opisyal dyan ay mga kontratista o di kaya mga construction company. Ito ang dahilan kung bakit napakaraming mga bilyonaryo at bilyonarya sa DPWH na nagmamayari ng eroplano, daan-daang milyong halaga ng mansyon sa mamahaling subdivision sa Metro Manila. May kasama pa pong kasino. At kapag natalo sa kasino o sa sabong, hindi niya nararamdaman kahit milyon ang talong. This committee, Mr. Chair, must not only expose the truth, but also ensure that those guilty are punished, whether they are past or present officials, contractors or protectors in high office. Kung may nakinabang dito, hindi po ang bayan, kundi ang mga magnanakaw sa pamahalaan. And today, this Blue Ribbon Committee, Mr. Chair, shall make sure that this is the day of reckoning. Tamaan na po ang tamaan, kaibigan, kasamahan, kamag-anak o matataas na opisyal. Justice must be served. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Erwin. Sabi mo, names must be named. Sana sinabi mo na yung mga pangalan ng mga politiko eh. Pero may oras ka pa naman, maya-maya ng konti. Kung may listahan ka dyan, banggitin na natin lahat ang mga dapat banggitin. May I now recognize Senator J.B. Ejercito for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This will be very, very brief. Of course, we would want to start with the
The ex officio officers should first be given priority in their opening statement. So I call on the majority leader, Joel Villanueva.
Thank you to our principal, and siguro with that, the majority leader and the SPPD would get additional 30 seconds, Mr. Chairman. But kidding aside, Mr. Chairman, may I just direct the attention of everyone to the screen. Maikling-maikli lang po ito. We can play this video, please. Hindi tama, palpadi nung isang taon, kung hindi almost more than 2 years ago, Mr. Chairman, August 1, 2023. Kasama po dun sa video na yon, yung aming gobernador, Governor Daniel Fernando, Mayor Lem, na Kalumpit, Bulacan. And just recently, the President went there. Kasama pa rin si Governor at si Mayor, at nakita pa rin, Mr. Chairman, na wala hong nangyayari and it's getting worse. Another video that I'd like to share, Mr. Chairman, can we play the next video? Very short lang, Mr. Chair. Pero wala hong sila.
The last for the opening statement is Senator Amy.
Yes, thank you very much. And with the
District engineers or regional district offices ever coordinated with the River Basin Control Office?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Let me explain a little
No,
bit.
the answer is, the question is answerable by yes or no.
There is a different...
Have you ever coordinated with this obscure office called River Basin Control Office? I will explain to you why I'm asking this. It has a very, very significant relation to the subject matter of today's inquiry.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
This River Basin Control Office was created by Executive Order 510. Kung nabasa po ninyo ito, sa Section 2, Paragraph B nitong Executive Order na ito pala yung mandato nitong maliit na opisina ito, which is attached to the DENR. Together with the Department of Public Works and Highways and the National Disaster Coordinating Council, develop a national master plan for flood control by integrating the various existing river basins and developing additional plan for components as needed. Isipin po natin, kaya sabi ko po sa inyo kanina, kahit 100 river basin ang babanggitin nyo sa amin, until and unless they are integrated with one another, which is the mandate of this office, walang mangyayari. Bakit po in the entire equation, in the entire continuum of this problem, bakit hindi man lang nagsasurface itong opisinang ito? Where is it and why is it siya pala yung mayroong mandato? Ngayon lang natin nalaman. Hanggat hindi po kayo nagko-coordinate, hindi po kayo pala yung regulator eh. Meron pang isang executive order number 816. Sabi po niya rito, referring again to the River Basin Control Office. Whereas, sabi niya, the integration and harmonization of various government mandates and resources. Kasama na po kayong lahat dyan. in the provision of safe and clean water supply and effective flood control management for the entire country is emphasized in the medium-term development plan. Ang laki pala ng mandato nitong opisinang ito. Eh bakit po, Mr. Director General, did we invite the representative from this office? Kumbaga, yung palang pinaka susi ng lahat ng ito. Gawa na kayo ng project, DPWH, DBM, bigay ng pundo. Pero yung opisina na mayroong pananagutan na pag nai-integrate, i-connecta lahat ng inyong ginagawang flood control. Natutulog pala, hindi pala nyo kinukonsultan, hindi pala kayo magkakakilala. So talaga pong walang mangyayari sa lahat ng project. Dito po, matibay na po ang kawalan po ninyo ng coordination dito. Bakit po nagkaganon, Secretary? Why is it that we have already seen, as of today, there is no semblance of coordination with this office? Why?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I think this is one of the challenges that we have to face.
I'm not about to ask you about the challenges. We have
the coordination actually.
We have challenges.
The coordination seems to be not really in the right one, Mr. I admit, Mr. Chairman, that we have not had any significant coordination at this point in time.
There was no coordination at all. You started from the wrong foot. Kaya po pala ganito ang nangyayari. In the next hearing, we would like to know from this office, bakit po sa kabila ng lahat na ito pala ang kanyang pinakamandato, hindi niya nakuwang i-coordinate sa DPWH, sa TBM, and all agencies na may kinalaman para solusyonan ang pagbaha sa bansang ito. Siya yung nawawala sa the entire question. Kasi po, Mr. Secretary, itatanong ko pa sa kanya sana kung nandito siya. How do you classify the rivers in this country? Meron tayong national rivers, meron po tayong municipal rivers. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. We have 18 major river basins, as I initially pointed out. We have 403 principal rivers all over the country, and I think we have more than 4,000 small rivers, tributaries to the principal rivers. Not mentioning actually, of course, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Secretary, this is important because one by one, we will be able to look into the significance why we're supposed to see the difference between the national and the municipal rivers.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yung mga national rivers po, ito yung jurisdiction ng national office.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
Yung municipal rivers, ano po ang, di ba LGU ito?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Ngayon, ito po yung pinanggagalingan ng katakot-takot na corruption. I will tell you, palagay ko, alam mo na rin naman ito. Kung minsan po, at pangkaraniwan, hindi lang minsan, pangmaramihan na to. Para sa ganon, makakuha sila ng project. Kasi wala namang project ang LGU. Wala siyang pondo eh. Ang gagamitin po nila na project, sasabihin niya, tributary to a national river. Kasi pag ginamit mo na tributary siya sa national river, kinukonekta mo siya doon eh. Makakakuha siya ng pondo eh. Tama po, hindi?
Tama po, Mr. Chairman.
Yun pong, there are two kinds of flood control projects. One, those with feasibility studies. Tama po.
Tama po, Mr. Chairman.
And those without feasibility studies.
Tama rin po, Mr. Chairman.
Dito po sa may feasibility studies, Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary, yung request for funding normally comes from the Unified Program Management Office Flood Control Management Cluster, UPMO FCMC. That's correct?
Correct, Mr. Chairman, yes.
The amount of the project is more than the jurisdiction of regional directors. Hence, public bidding is in the central office. That's correct.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Most of this funding are ODA funds,
That,
usually from the ADB.
from various lending institutions, Mr. Chairman, not only with ADB.
Yes,
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
marami, but usually ADBD pinanggagalingan. UPMO is headed by Yusek Emil Sadain.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your presence. FCMC is now headed by
Director Ramon Ariola, Mr. Chairman.
the third.
The third, yes.
Yung without feasibility study, Mr. Chair, paano po yung request for funding? How does it start?
It starts with, I can only explain, Mr. Chair, when it is included into our National Expenditure Program proposals. These projects would have undergone some prioritization at the provincial level, and then it has to be elevated to the regional development councils, and it will form actually the regional project proposals. From the regional project proposals, they will call out the priorities that will be equivalent to the allocation for each engineering district or legislative district, Mr. Chair.
Yung source nito, Mr. Secretary, is the regular fund. Tama.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
As opposed to the projects with feasibility o the funds yun eh.
O the funds yun, Mr. Chair.
Ang basis ninyo sa request for funding is Department Order Number what? Department Order Number 23, Series of 2015. Am I correct?
You're correct, Mr. Chair.
Kasi po, Mr. Secretary, kaya po natin iniisa-isa ito para maintindihan nating lahat. Meron pong jurisdictional amount kasi. Yes. Yung district offices, district engineers offices, 100 million. Tama.
150 million level nila, Mr.
150.
150 million, Mr. Chair.
O yung regional district offices,
Above 150 up to 400 million, Your Honor.
national offices above what?
No limit, Mr. Chair.
No limit. Pero lahat po ng ito, Mr. Secretary, either ito po ay prosecuted by District Engineer's Office with the threshold amount as you have stated, regional district offices with the threshold amount, and national offices with unlimited amount. Lahat po ng mga contractors nito are required to have the SLCC. Am I correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
SLCC is single largest contract completed,
That's correct, Your Honor.
which is based on the new government procurement plan or law, RA 12009. Tama po.
Tama po, Your Honor.
Meron po kayong implementing office, ito yung UPMO, FCMC, pagkatapos sa ilalim po nito meron kayong project director. At pagkatapos meron pang project managers, may project engineers.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Sigurado po ba kayo na lahat ng mga projects na na-execute merong SLCC?
Your Honor, these are foreign funded projects, and most of the engaged contractors dito are actually foreign contractors, Your Honor.
Alam ko po yun, kasi yung ODA, meron silang funding provision.
Yes, Mr. Honor.
the contractor follows the personality or the nationality of the funding country. Parang karaniwan ganun eh.
In bilateral agreements, Your Honor.
Yes. Pero sa mga projects, for example, ng ADB, dahil kung minsan wala nang gustong pumasok, in-invite nila yung mga international contractors.
That's correct.
Dito pumapasok ang joint venture. Eh. Tama po.
Tama, Your Honor.
Paano po natin namomonitor yung mga joint ventures na kasi para magkaroon lang siya ng SLCC, kung makikipag-joint venture siya sa isang, let's say, Chinese contractor. Pero hindi yung Chinese ang gagawa. Ang gagawa yung local. Nangyayari po ba ito?
Your Honor, especially itong mga foreign assisted projects, ODA projects, they go through a very stringent process of selection po yung mga contractors po nito. And in the implementation of these projects po, meron din pong overseer consultants actually that will oversee the day-to-day implementation of these projects, Mr. Chair. So, if there would be subcontractors that would have to be engaged by the principal contractor, this will have to go through a process of evaluation and approval, Mr. Chair. We cannot actually accept. I mean, the bank and the funding banks or agencies will not agree, will not approve any subcontractor unless they go through the approval process, Mr. Chair.
Before I continue, Sir Secretary, let me just acknowledge the arrival of Senator Mig Subiri. Please.
So it's a very stringent process, Mr. Chair, for official development assistance or foreign funded projects actually in the engagement of the contractors, Mr. Chair.
Actually, Mr. Secretary, yung sinasabi mong strict guidelines, that's debatable eh. Kasi ito nangyayari ito, this is an open secret. Halimbawa, doon sa isang flood control project na meron ng feasibility study, may mga enterprising congressmen eh. They will request that these projects be implemented by the district engineering office. Sa mga nakaraan GIA natin, makikita mo yan. For example, the project is budgeted for 500 million to 1 billion pesos. It will be divided into several small projects, say 50 million to 100 million each. Kaya makikita mo, as observed by the President, bakit ay kakanyang pare-parehong 100 billion, 100 billion, 100. Para bang there are 2 or 3 or even 10 major projects, flood control projects na talagang ang compute, para ba parehong-pareho yung cost eh. This is impossible. Kaya lang talagang binrake mo na dun sa ano eh. May break up na kasi. Kailangan talaga eh. Kaya pagpaparti-parti na lang sa 100. Kasi ang ano dito, Secretary, alam mo naman ito eh. Para sa ganon, yung congressman, maibigyan nyo doon sa favored contractor. Magagawa natin ito, and we can prove this. This office will just ask, for example, from the Office of the Undersecretary for Planning and PPP Services, Yusek Cabral yata ito, sir.
Your Honor, yes.
Kapag na-request po ng Blue Ribbon Committee, sino-sino yung katakot-takot na mga congressmen na palagi na lang nagre-request ng funding sa nature. Dito po lalabas lahat ito eh. Makikita po namin. And I'm sure the office will cooperate with the Blue Ribbon Committee. Dito po makikita natin yung napakahilig mag-request ng funding. Tama po ako, hindi.
Tama po, Your Honor.
Yun pong bidding. Pero baka gusto na magtanong muna yung mga kasama ko po, mag-sip muna ako sa kanila.